from Monstro Mondays. I'm your host, SmileyMonster, and if you're having a down day, I'm here to make it pink. Well, unless that's what I want you to think. Please subscribe to our channel. And if you like this video, please click the subscribe button. Come chat with me in the comments section. And if you're watching this live, I'm over there chatting and listening and totally smiling with you. So how was everyone's weekend? Was it good? Are you still hodling those moonshots, or are you feeling a little fiat fear today? Okay, enough crypto lingo, but seriously, the crypto space can be such a wild ride, right? One minute you're feeling euphoric because your favorite meme coin just went parabolic, and the next you're wondering if it's all just a giant digital mirage, and that feeling of uncertainty. Well, let's just say it creates this perfect breeding ground for something else entirely. Conspiracy theories. Yeah, you heard that right. The world of crypto is crawling with them. From the true identity of the enigmatic Satoshi Nakamoto to governments secretly plotting to take down Bitcoin, there is a theory out there for everything. So this episode, we are going to go right down the rabbit hole of crypto conspiracies. We're going to take a look at some of the craziest, the weirdest, and maybe even a little bit believable theories out there. But don't worry, we're going to separate the fact from the fiction and keep things light and fun. So whether you're a crypto pro or a curious newbie, this episode is for you. But first, we need to announce our sponsor of the week, for whom without we wouldn't be able to have this episode. So our sponsor of this week is the Cafe Guy Coffee Houses. Tired of the same old boring cup of coffee? Your latte feeling less than groundbreaking? Well, step into the future, my friend, because the Cafe Guy has arrived. And he's not just serving coffee, he's serving a revolution. Introducing Crypto Cups. Every cup is a limited edition NFT because your morning buzz deserves to be unique. You can pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, or your grandma's favorite meme coin. No judgment here. And forget loyalty programs. Our rewards are built into the blockchain, baby. Earn Guy tokens with every purchase, redeemable for exclusive merch, early access to new bean drops, and maybe even a Lambo. Disclaimer, Lambo not guaranteed. There's more though. The Wi-Fi password is secured by a private key. Good luck hacking that, Karen. Baristas are fluent in crypto slang. When was your last latte, Moon? And the interior design is inspired by the hottest metaverse trends. All plaid, all the time. Look, we get it. The whole crypto thing can be confusing, but the Cafe Guy, your understanding is FOMO optional. You just grab a crypto cup, scan the QR code, and watch your taste buds and portfolio explode. The Cafe Guy, because your daily grind shouldn't be a grind. Multiple franchises opening in a virtual reality near you. Thanks, Cafe Guy. Time for a Monstro Moolah Madness. Okay, guys, this week was a really great week. 35th week payout made up of all the earnings from Wednesday, April 10th to Tuesday, April 16th. Remember, payouts are in USDC on the BNB Smart Chain, and they included Lazarus Pit bonuses and Cycle D. So we brought in over $50,000 this week that was paid out to 1,028 recipients. Wow, that was an increase of 8 this past week. Nice. So for the ROI tracker, if you're keeping track, Genesis got an increase of 2.13%, and they've already ROI'd. Cycle B has now ROI'd, and they got 2.13%. Cycle C and Spooky, increase of 2.13%. They have 72.15% to date. Cycle D, an increase of 2.35%. Cycle E, an increase of 2.13%. And Degen's Phase 2 and Gains earned 2.66 USDC per unit. Remember, Cycle D includes the bonus share from Cycle E sales, of which there were 55 last week. And I know the market's been crazy lately, but isn't it nice to get that USDC dropped to your wallet every single Wednesday? I know, I love it. I love being a farms holder, guys. Okay, so now it's time for Token Tingles. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Token Tingles. Can you feel it? There's electricity in the air. There's a tingle of anticipation. That's right, monsters. Season 2 is here. And for the next 12 weeks, V and I are going to be searching the crypto universe, searching out the most exciting tokens out there. And we're going to watch them grow, hopefully, document their journeys, and maybe even shed a few happy tears. Well, maybe just me. So, for a heads up, this is strictly fun, shouldn't be considered financial advice. Think of it as just a friendly competition between yours truly and the ever so slightly salty V over here. Speaking of which, hi V.
Hi, do you like my new background?
I love it. And for anybody who can't read it, what does it say?
It says Smiley's picks are the best. And there is a smiley, but I'm blocking her.
That's okay. Are you ready for your challenge?
I suppose.
Okay, it's a two-parter. I'm going to ask you a question and then send you off with your challenge. So here's the question. Please tell us about the worst crypto investment you ever made. And we totally want the juicy details.
Oh, well, that's a long list. But I guess the biggest loss was in 2021 when I had been leverage trading. And a couple months I was able to get myself up, from, I want to say it was a pretty low amount, like 10,000, 20,000. Anyways, I got it up over 20x.
Wow.
Built up very nicely. And for 1 minute, I touched the $1 million mark. Did not take profits because I had a goal.
Oh.
I remember specifically I was waiting for ETH to hit 5,000. And it was at like 4,800-ish. And it was on its way there. And then there was a flash crash of like 40% or 70% or something massive, where in 2 minutes it wiped more leverage out, I think than any other time in maybe crypto history. So yeah, I was part of that one and
That's
lost it
tragic.
all. So
Did you take a screenshot?
technically the money I lost was what I had, some initial, but most of it was what I had built up and then lost it all again versus, a major loss of actual investment capital. But I easily could have just stopped short of my goal and pulled it all out, right? Or at least some of it. So it was still definitely a massive depressing loss.
Yeah, but you didn't leave, so I'm happy you're still here.
Yeah, couldn't leave anymore because then I was broke, right? Stay around.
Okay, so your challenge is, I totally love the banner behind you. Very nice. And I want you to put it on a pink t-shirt and wear it in public, and then record yourself wearing your new Smiley Picks the Best t-shirt. And we want to see it either next week or the week after, depending on how long it takes to get your shirt.
Yeah, I'll have to find where to get that because I'm pretty busy and I don't know any printers around here, but I guess online there should be some. So.
Oh, yeah, and I can send you a suggestion. I know where you can get it. And I ordered one off there and got a t-shirt in a week. So hopefully it won't take too long.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind wearing pink. I'm confident in my sexuality.
Yeah, but it also says that I pick better tokens than you.
I don't think anybody around here will have a clue what the t-shirt means, but
Maybe they'll come up and ask you who's the cute monster, and then you can tell them all about Monstro.
no, they're not friendly here at all.
Oh, well,
Even at
sad.
the dog park, they are just miserable people.
Oh, that's sad. Okay.
Yeah, luckily the dogs are friendly, but their owners typically are not.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's time to pick our first token of the season. What'd you pick?
I don't know how to pronounce it, but I picked NAI, which is Nuclear AI. And they are in the deepen AI game. They basically are about data storage, data management, and distribution. So that's obviously one of the hotter narratives coming up for this bull cycle. They've had some influencers push them already, which gave them a big pump last week. That pump came down a bit, because as we all know, when influencers call something, it's about to dump usually. Usually it's them
Right.
dumping on their followers, as always. And as soon as that happens, now it has a chance it can go up. So I think for 12 weeks, it's a good, short to midterm bet. So I'm going to go with that. No more meme coins for season 2. We saw they failed me in season 1. So,
Okay. And I picked Stargate Finance. Here's the picture of the logo. And the reason why I picked this one is I'm totally fascinated by the concept of sending money from different countries, because if you want to send euros to Japan, you got to convert and it's tricky. So Stargate is like this bridge that you can send currency between countries. So they have a big pool of different currencies on each blockchain, which is literally dozens on there. So you can send your money, like a euro, through Stargate, get swapped into a special token in the pool, which represents the value that you're sending. And then they move that token behind the scenes to the destination pool, like Japan's yen pool. And at the other end, that token swapped back to yens and then delivered wherever you want it to go. So it's fast, it's easy, it's guaranteed. You don't have to worry about exchange issues. And so it's like this big magic money transferring service across blockchains. And so I think that is going to be very valuable upcoming, especially as more and more countries are buying into crypto, especially Bitcoin. So right now, I picked the token that was specifically on Polygon as a market cap of 26.87 million, and the price is currently at 0.5147, and the TVL right now is 323 million. But I like the chart. I think there's a lot of room for it to grow, especially since we're going to be here 12 weeks with this one. So that's my pick.
all right. But now, do people get fiat out at the other end in that currency, or?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So effectively, you're helping keep fiat alive with your pick. Bad, Smiley.
Yeah. So
Because otherwise, just get the country to drop their fiat and only use crypto, and then the exchange is much easier.
that's coming, I think, in my opinion. But this is an interesting way to kind of show everyone that crypto works. You know, it's efficient, it's fast, and get them more comfortable with using it.
Yeah. So effectively, it's a blockchain Western Union.
Yes, I think so. I've never used Western Union. Is that like a wire transfer service?
Yeah, they have little booths all around the world, and you
Oh.
effectively can transfer to someone in another country, but they charge ridiculous fees. And they have all kinds of limits and requirements, so it's a big pain in the ass. I would suggest never using them.
Yeah, use Stargate instead.
Yeah. Monstro Monday, sponsored by Western Union.
I'll work on that. Okay,
All
well,
right.
good luck to us, and we'll
Mhm.
see you next week in your lovely new pink tea.
Assuming it arrives, I will try to find one today or tomorrow. So,
Okay, cool.
all
Thanks.
right. Bye.
Bye. Okay, it's time to announce the monster of the week. This monster of the week is Ivnu96, and I wrote a little something just for him. Yo, Monstro fam, I'm here to erupt. A legit winner, dude ain't corrupt. Ivnu96, a name you gotta respect. Risk taker supreme, he ain't scared to collect. Meme sharp, deep knowledge set fire. Stakings for chumps, he's a market acquire. Fakes get exposed, that's not his game. Money maker mindset is Ivnu's claim. Dips don't phase crypto samurai boss. Charts deciphered, no need to toss. Volatility's his jungle, dancing with bears, holding tight to coins and conquering fears. Meme sharp, deep knowledge set fire. Stakings for chump, he's a market acquire. Fakes get exposed, that's not his game. Money maker mindset is Ivnu's claim. Monster of the week, crown worn with pride, and Monstro fam walks with head held high. Respect the hustle, grind that never sleeps. No fairy tale, just crypto keeps. Meme sharp, deep knowledge set fire. Stakings for chumps, he's a market acquire. Fakes get exposed, that's not his game. Moneymaker mindset is Ivnu's claim. Ivnu96, name on every tongue. Crypto kingpin, future is brightly sprung. Equipped with knowledge, he joined the Monstro crew. Winners like him, but there's only one, Ivnu. Thanks, Ivnu. We love you. We're so happy you're part of the community. Congrats. Okay, guys. I want to talk now a little bit about those conspiracy theories. You know what I'm talking about, guys. So the big question everyone wants to know is, who is Satoshi Nakamoto, the brains behind Bitcoin? It's really interesting. Some people think it might not even be one person, but a whole team. So think about it. The writing style in the Bitcoin white paper and Nakamoto's online presence kind of hint at some serious crypto science, some computer science, cryptography knowledge, might be multiple people. Speaking of cryptography, some experts they think and they point to early crypto events like Crypto 98. They even speculate that people like Nick Szabo and Hal Finney had been Nakamoto because of their work in digital currency. But some of these guys have even denied that that's who they are. But it makes you wonder, right? But even if we don't know who he is for sure, there's no denying the brilliance of the design of Bitcoin. And it's interesting. They've done linguistic studies and they show similarities between the white paper and Szabo's writing, even though he denies being Nakamoto. And Hal Finney, the first person to receive a Bitcoin transaction, was a big name in cryptography, just like the ideas behind Bitcoin itself. But really, if you think about it, the whole anonymity thing is really cool. This reflects the core idea of Bitcoin, a decentralized system without a central figure. There's no hero worship. It's just focusing on the technology itself. And the mystery gets people talking, which can be good and bad. It's brought attention to Bitcoin, but it's led to some really weird guesses about who Nakamoto might be. So the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto might be a mystery, but one thing is for certain, the creation of Bitcoin has had a huge impact on the world of finance and technology. And maybe that's the point, to focus on the innovation and not the innovator. So what do you guys think about that one? Okay. Moving on to my next conspiracy theory, the globalist plot. There's this whole crypto is a globalist plot theory that's out there. It's a hot topic. There's a lot of theories going around on this. So they think that crypto is this sneaky way for big shots, big whales to control the money game so they can bypass banks and governments. And people worry that it could lead to the wealthy having even more power, leaving the rest of us kind of just on the outside. Now, there could be some truth to that. I mean, if you think about it, crypto is all about decentralization, which should be spreading the power around, not concentrating it. But hold up, haven't we seen some pretty big whales investing heavily in crypto lately? And it makes you wonder if somebody is trying to tip the scales in their favor. But the good news is crypto can be an empowering tool. Like, you have access to a global financial system without needing a bank account. And that's what crypto offers to a lot of people. Governments are also still figuring out how to handle this whole crypto thing. I live in the US and we still don't have any kind of decent regulation for it. And some other countries, dude, they just buying it up like crazy. Some are putting on the brakes and they're like, oh, hold up. What is this? Is this legit? Right? But big toots are starting to jump on board too. So I think that we are heading towards crypto going mainstream, but hopefully with some rules in place. So I don't know if it's a globalist plot, maybe not, but it's definitely changing the financial landscape. And it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out in the long run. What do you guys think of that one? Moving on to my next crypto conspiracy theory. This one is called the impact of crypto on the entire financial system. Okay. It's pretty volatile. It jumps up and down faster than you can say digital wallet. But it's like this double-edged sword, right? It offers a more democratic financial system. Everybody has a shot at playing the game, but not just the big banks. Some powerful people are jumping in, right? So let's talk about something that could throw a wrench in the whole crypto party: quantum computers. They're these super powered machines that could theoretically crack the codes that keep crypto safe. So imagine someone breaking into your digital wallet and stealing all your coins. Not cool. And guys, if this has actually happened to you, I am so, so sorry. I know some people have totally gotten scammed and hacked. The good news, though, is quantum computers are still kind of in the early stages. They're like little crypto babies. They're not strong enough to break the tough security measures in crypto just yet. And the people in crypto are already working on ways to keep things even safer from these future supercomputers. They're building stronger codes. It's like putting a big old padlock on your wallet. So there's this theory that quantum computers are going to totally take over the crypto world and destroy it. But I think that the threat of that is actually forcing us to make the whole system stronger. So the bottom line is crypto faces some challenges, but it's also inspiring new solutions. Okay, the next conspiracy theory is fake volume and whale manipulation. So some folks have a lot of crypto and we call them whales, and we're worried that they're just messing with the entire market to make it look more active than it really is. So imagine this. Okay, so you see a price skyrocketing and you think it's the next big thing. But what if that jump was fake news? Whales might be creating fake trades to inflate the price and then selling their own crypto at the peak, leaving everybody else to hold the bag. Totally not cool. Well, the thing is, the crypto market's still pretty young. We call it the Wild West. I do. And there are always like really good rules in place, and it makes it easier for whales to potentially manipulate things. And also tracking all these trades is really challenging. But the good news is crypto exchanges and the governments are getting wise to this, and they're developing stricter regulation, fancier tools to sniff this stuff out. They're trying to keep it fair. And why does that matter? Well, if you think about it, if the whole crypto market is just one big mirage, it's full of smoke and mirrors, it loses trust. Nobody wants to invest in a game that's totally rigged. A healthy crypto market needs real supply and demand, not just these whales playing puppeteer with all of us. So the bottom line is fake volume and manipulation are a problem, but we have exchanges with super surveillance tech. We have regulators with new rules, and it's totally a fight. And I think it's worth it to make a trustworthy crypto market. And it'll be interesting to see how this one shakes out as well. Here is my next conspiracy theory. This one is called Bitcoin as a store of value is a myth. Okay, and I just put up a graph that shows Bitcoin's price alongside, a line for gold. So is Bitcoin a safe place to park your money for a long period of time? See, this is something everybody's been talking about lately. I even had somebody ask me at the doctor's office yesterday. She's like, what's all this deal about Bitcoin? Is it legit? So the main big concern is Bitcoin's price is pretty volatile right now, right? It goes up, it goes down pretty fast, and it's making some people nervous. They think that if they put money in that, it's like just throwing it on a roller coaster. So they say a good store of value should be gold, something really steady and reliable. Well, true, Bitcoin is really young compared to gold, which has been a safe haven for thousands of years. But there's a flip side to this too. There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins in existence ever. That makes it rare. This is like your limited edition sneaker collection. Some people believe that this scarcity makes it a good hedge against inflation. It protection against rising prices. Now the debate gets interesting. Okay, some experts say Bitcoin's early growing pains are like the early internet days. I mean, it's new tech and it can be volatile at first. And others see its limited supply and that freedom from central banks as a great way to fight inflation, especially when governments are printing a lot of money. But hold on, not everybody's convinced. They say Bitcoin doesn't have any real value in itself, unlike gold, which you could wear as jewelry. So they call it a store of value myth. Well, what's the verdict? Well, you decide, right? Bitcoin is a work in progress. The market's constantly changing. And while the ups and downs can be scary, the underlying technology and that limited supply are intriguing. So do your own research, decide what your risk tolerance is, and then decide if Bitcoin's a good fit for you. Remember, everyone has an opinion and they're entitled to it, but it's your money and you get to choose where you want to invest it. And here's my last one for today. Last conspiracy theory I want to chat about is government crackdown on crypto. Okay, that's like the big G word, right? In crypto, government. It's a hot topic. Some folks are worried about governments. They're going to shut down crypto entirely. And, governments see crypto as this crazy place full of risks, full of criminals, and they want to put a fence around the whole thing. They want to impose some really strict rules, or even some places a complete ban. But is that really good for innovation? Governments all around the world aren't even on the same page. China's pretty tough on crypto, and other countries are like that cool uncle that are open to it, and they've even created their own digital currencies. Imagine a dollar you can only spend online. So, what's the end game, guys? Governments are looking for new ways to keep it safe and stable while still letting crypto grow. They want to protect people from scams and make sure nobody uses crypto for bad stuff. So governments are kind of like your parents when you're growing up. They want you to be safe, but they want you to have some freedom to explore. I don't know, my parents were a little more strict than maybe yours were. But crypto is still finding its way and figuring out its place in finance. So will governments be able to find a way to balance innovation with protection? This is going to totally decide the future of crypto. It's going to become a mainstream part of the financial system. I don't think it's going to end up on the sidelines. What do you guys think? Okay, well, that's all the time that we have for crypto conspiracies today. Drop in the chat. What's your favorite crypto conspiracy? I'm totally curious. Have you heard of some weirder ones than I even presented just now? And they're kind of fun to chat about. They're really entertaining, but it's important that you don't just fall for every single one you hear. Do your own research. Be skeptical. And again, don't ever invest more than you can afford to lose. Oh, dude. And speaking of losing, did you guys hear about that guy who accidentally sent all his Bitcoin savings to a random address because he mistyped a single letter? Dude, that is such a reminder. Always double check those wallet addresses, monsters. Anyway, let me know what you think. Everybody, has their own ideas and opinions about what's a conspiracy theory and what is actually legit. And if you know somebody who needs a healthy dose of crypto skepticism, be sure to share this episode with them. I'd appreciate it. And now it's time for our special guest, not a conspiracy theorist, a legit guy, Crypto Sensei. I'm happy to chat today with Crypto Sensei, the Yoda of your crypto journey. For over 4 years, Crypto Sensei, also known as Robert Doyle, has been obsessed with digital assets, and his passion seems to be contagious. He has built an entire community called Cryptonairz as a haven for crypto newbies and veterans. So I want you to imagine this supportive online village where you can learn from the best. They offer chats with Sensei himself. They have in-depth guides. They have these expert courses to help you become not just a curious soul, but a confident crypto investor. And you can gain the knowledge that you need to navigate the crazy crypto world. And they have this active, growing community where you can swap stories, share tips, learn security tips, and just hold strong together. So welcome, Sensei.
Thank you for having me. It's so nice to be here with you. And thank you for that amazing introduction. I definitely couldn't have done it better than that. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. So I'd like to start with a game. Are you up for that?
Definitely. Hopefully I'm good at it, but yes, I will play.
It's easy. It's just a word association game. So
Okay.
I will say a word or a couple words, and you just say the first thing that comes to mind and don't overthink it.
All right.
Okay. First one is decentralized identity.
Decentralized identity. I would have to say there's definitely options for decentralized identity in the crypto space right now. I think it's becoming a lot bigger as a topic in the space.
Layer 2.
Their opportunity. Definitely
Nice.
opportunity with Ethereum. A lot of people are invested in Ethereum, but really, if an Ethereum ETF gets approved, the layer twos on Ethereum are going to do probably the best.
Ooh. How about a DAO?
A DAO, well, DAO is community, right?
Right.
And governance. So,
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of projects that have DAOs, and sometimes the community wants something that the team doesn't, and so they can
Mhm.
be, I don't want, the hassle is the wrong word, but they can be complicated. That's the right word. But for the most part, decentralization is a part of that, and a DAO is very important to any project, especially if they want to count on the community to make decisions. I have seen some situations where they went to the community for decisions and it didn't go the way the team wanted,
Ooh,
and it kind of backfired. So it is a complicated space.
got it. How about self-custody?
The future, right?
Ooh.
Right now, all of your assets are through either an institutional bank, right? If you're having stocks or bonds, you have to go to your Goldman Sachs to do that. With
Mhm.
crypto, you can self custody all of your assets, and whether they're NFTs or BRC tokens or meme tokens or actually legitimate projects that we think will span the test of time here, and being able to hold your own keys and your own crypto is power to the people.
Yes, I love it. How about sustainable?
Uh, 5% of the crypto industry, I'd say, is sustainable, right? There's a lot of the space that is all about community, and when the community leaves that particular space, that space usually kind of falls by the wayside, and it doesn't
Mm.
really pick up again until that community comes back. So, if you want to build something sustainable that lasts the test of time, you need to have a really good community that's built around that, and you always need to be focused on that.
True. How about insurance?
Not much insurance in crypto. You click on the wrong thing and you lose it all. I do think there is a place for insurance in the crypto space. Nothing is. I feel like you gain a lot of street smarts really quickly in the crypto space, because you have to. If you don't,
Mhm.
you will fall by the wayside. And we don't really have a ton of projects that offers us the feeling of insurance, where if we do click on the wrong thing, we lose everything, that we can, be made whole. And I
Mhm.
do think there's a big opportunity there, to fill that void and to fill that gap. I don't know how you do it, but I hope eventually that you will see something.
Okay. How about soulbound tokens?
Soulbound tokens. I have no idea. I don't. What is a soulbound token?
I don't know. That's why I was going to ask you. I've just seen it come up lately.
Maybe that's a new niche that I have not been focused on, but I will, when I get out of here, I will look up soulbound tokens, and hopefully, if we do a round two of this, I can give you a good answer on that.
Okay, cool. And the last one, nonprofit.
Nonprofits important, right? A lot of nonprofits do good work. And as we're making money here in the crypto space, I feel it's important that we do focus on some of these nonprofits that are out there helping either people or the environment and the planet. And as long as we are kind of giving what we can to help those nonprofits, I think we can all have a better planet, a better way of living.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, could you please briefly describe your Cryptonairz community? So, how could our
Sure.
listeners benefit from joining?
Oh, that's very, very kind of you to say those nice words in the beginning here too. So Cryptonairz is built. Actually, right now is our 3-year anniversary. April is our 3-year
Wow.
anniversary, and so what happened was I got into crypto about 4.5, 5 years ago. My dad had sent me a YouTube video on XRP, and I fell in love
Oh.
with it. It changed my whole life. I stopped. I was selling real estate in California. I had a good
Mhm.
living, and nothing. I wasn't interested in doing anything else, and so I didn't leave my house for about 3 or 4 months. Figured out how to use Twitter, because I wasn't on Twitter
Mhm.
before that, and I was so passionate about sharing information that me and a few other people got together and created Cryptonairz. And Cryptonairz has always been a place where good people can come together and share ideas and share new projects and share opportunities with each other, right? This is a fast growing space. And when you are going at this space alone, it is very difficult to do. You have a job, probably, you have your family, you have your hobbies, you have your friends, and what is left for crypto after all of that? And so if you only have a few hours to put into learning and growing every day, it's going to take you a lot longer to get where you need to go pretty quickly. So Cryptonairz is a great opportunity for new people as well as intermediate and more advanced people to come together to learn, grow, share ideas, and just figure out how to be successful in the crypto market, because there's a large swath of the crypto market that are scams and that are not projects that are going to reshape the world and how we do finance and different things. And so Cryptonairz was just built on the back of me wanting to share all of that passion with people. And we had a really incredible bull market last time, and we made it through the bear market. A lot of communities didn't. And, we have great opportunities. Like the biggest thing that we're working on right now that I didn't have this opportunity when I got into crypto was getting into seed rounds, early investments in projects. Mostly these VCs, venture capitalists, get to eat up all of this, early adoption and early sales of tokens. And we've been working with a couple of our partners. And so there's actually a really big community called Neo Tokyo. And Alex Becker and Elios Trades, they have about 2 million subscribers together. And we actually were going to have access to their deal flow, which that means is any opportunities that those guys bring into Neo Tokyo, we're going to have those same opportunities for Cryptonairz members. And that is really inspiring because, a lot of people get left behind in crypto. A lot of people have to buy when retail does. And it doesn't always work out, and people lose money, and a large swath of people in crypto lose money. And I wanted to figure out ways to help people get in early, like to be a VC. And so you can kind of be your own mini VC here and get opportunities that not a lot of the rest of the market has. And that's kind of what we do at Cryptonairz. We find new ways and solutions to really help people. And that's what we're passionate about.
I love that. You make it sound so inviting.
Thank you. It's a great community. There's a lot of people that have been there through the last 2-3 years that are still there every single month and that are learning. I can tell you that the people that are going to make the most money in this bull market were the people that were learning in the bear market, right? I think a lot of people leave the crypto market and they don't understand that is probably the best time in a bear market is when you should be learning, you should be growing, you should be understanding what the niches are. And, all of those people had great opportunities back in like September and October of 2023. And that was probably one of the best times, the lowest points of the market that you could be buying some of these opportunities. And some of these things are going to, really reshape and change people's lives. And that's really what I'm very most excited about, seeing people being able to maybe, afford a nicer place or afford a nicer car or a car, or be able to take care of their family. These are all very important things to me. And I work tirelessly and my team does and the community does to provide information that allows people to hopefully change their lives.
Well, I appreciate you seem to take your leadership role for your community very seriously. Have you ever had to make a tough call for your community? And how do you approach decision making for your community? Is it just you or do you have a team?
No, so I always bounce things off other people. I have a group chat of about 9 or 10 other people that we have a team of about 20 people, and I usually go to the team. I always want to bounce something off somebody because I always feel very passionate about a topic or a subject or a tough decision, but I might not always have the right answer. And so when I can bounce things off of people and get their perspective, it does help me not make as many mistakes, because if I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants and, I get very passionate, emotional. I have very high highs. I have some low lows, very, energetic, ADHD. And sometimes I make the wrong decisions on certain people or projects or topics. And it's good to have a really well-balanced group of people that can say, hey, this is the way I look at this, and I can learn something from that. And it helps me make better decisions in the future for everything. But making tough decisions happens all the time, right? You always get projects, sometimes that want to come in and have a conversation with the community. But when you look at their website, or you look at their documents, and you look at the community that they built, it's not quite there. And you always have to make an assessment like, hey, is this going to be good for the community? There's a lot of, we're not financial advisors. We're just people that are passionate about sharing information. And if we share a project that is really gets popular, I mean, a lot of money could go into that project, and we have to be very careful about what we're actually presenting and talking about, because we don't want the community to go chase something that could be a scam, or could be a team that just maybe doesn't have their full passion into what they're doing. And so we make tough decisions every day to say no to certain projects. And obviously the bright side of that is we get to say yes to certain projects, and hopefully we're able to change the way that project is able to bring their product to the space and be successful.
Right. So your community is a little bit of a safe haven for your investors there. There's a little bit of filtering. I'm sure you still caution them to do their own research and know what they're getting into ahead of time. So how do you stay approach of what's new in crypto and what's coming out? Do you have a research process?
So that is, spending 10 to 12 hours a day online. That's this crypto is my full-time thing. I don't do anything else. I live in this beautiful state of Hawaii, but I'm still very pale, which means I don't go outside that much. I know I'm always learning. I'm always growing. I never think I know everything. Our team is the same way. There's always something really incredible happening in crypto. And there's opportunity there if you find out about something early enough, right? And that's really what everyone's trying to do, is trying to find something early enough. And we do have a great team that goes through projects. We do have even research sessions where we kind of will sit down with the community and say, hey, this is how we've researched something. This is what we look for. This is what you should, this is what you should do to add on to what you're already doing to be extra successful, right? There's things that pop up all the time where, somebody thinks this is maybe a possible good investment for their portfolio. And I'll take a look at it. And within maybe a few minutes, I'll be like, hey, this is probably not something you want to put your money into, and because of this, and this, right? And so, it's just looking at, I think by now we've looked at over thousands of projects. In the last bull market, we were looking at like over 100 projects a month, right? And only maybe like 15 of those 100 would come in for AMAs. And now we're even a little bit more stricter too of what comes in, because a large swath of new crypto projects don't actually make 3, 6, 12 months because of certain things like hacks, or the team falls apart, or they can't build a community correctly. And some of these things are very short-term plays, and some of these are longer-term holds, right? And I found I've made the most money in crypto holding something for a longer period of time as it gets mass adopted, right? Finding that thing really early is really important. And our team does a really good job about kind of filtering through all of the noise and really drilling down on some of the best technology with the best communities and the best opportunities. And those are really what we're focused on bringing to the community.
Okay, that's good to know. It's interesting because Various and I have been having this token challenge where we each pick a token and wait to see how it does for the week. We actually did it for 12 weeks. And what we found is that those tokens that we picked were backed by projects that were developing and growing and constantly evolving, were the ones that tended to grow over time. And the meme coins, you see a lot of pumping and then dumping of the price. So I appreciate that you're very cautious about which projects you're going to support and back. And beyond finance, what are you most excited about with blockchain technology? Where do you see it going?
Well, I mean, blockchain technology really speaks to a certain group of people that have a passion to want change, and they will go out and they will, instead of waiting for change to happen, they will go out and try to make change happen for themselves. And crypto and blockchain really is the start of movement, and people kind of saying they're tired of the current system and the way things are done. per, in the USA or whatever country that you're living in, maybe there's certain things happening in your country that you're not quite happy about. Maybe it's like the central bank making policy about, inflation and doing different things that really kind of hit your pocketbook. And crypto's a very great place for people to kind of share their flair, share what they're good at, share their technology, and everyone's kind of working together to make a better world, right? Of course, there's some people here that are here just to scam people and do bad things, but the most majority of people want to do good here, right? And everyone's kind of adding a piece to it, themselves. And when you really bring people from around the world together to make change, you start to see really amazing things happening. And I think crypto is really the forefront of all of that innovation, the technology, people's passions coming together, and it's really going to reshape how the finance world does business. It's also going to reshape how we share things, right? How we share moments, right? The metaverse is something that when they figure it out, I think will be very, very popular because, we all have friends from around the world and we all want to share experiences. And when we're able to come together in a unique environment, like some type of metaverse where we can watch a concert or a movie together, or something where we're in this 3-dimensional space, I think that's very powerful and really cool. But for the most part, the crypto market right now, there's a lot of people focused on GameFi. GameFi really had some, 5 or 6 months of really crazy growth. And now you're seeing like deepen, shared rendering GPU that's really popular. You also have other aspects of real world asset tokenization, DeFi that's really starting to pick up, and you're seeing a lot of money come in from institutions that want to support these areas of crypto early, right? And you're having you have people like Larry Fink, who is the CEO of BlackRock, and he's out there giving interviews talking about the future of the stock and the bond market is going to be tokenized, right? And so when you hear that, you start to understand that all of these markets around the world will eventually end up on some sort of private blockchain. And what you want to do is try to identify maybe what these countries or central banks or these institutions are interested in using and buy that technology. And it's such an incredible time in life because you have 130 central banks globally working on central bank digital currency, right? You have like high 90% of the world working on central bank digital currency. And whatever your feelings are about central bank digital currency, that's a whole other topic, right? Because a lot of people are worried about privacy, and a lot of people, there's really things that we can show up and say, our peace of mind and say that, hey, we need our privacy rights and all this stuff. But you're really talking about a digital representation of a sovereign currency. So, the dollar that you have in your wallet, digitizing that, bringing that onto the ledger. And that's where a lot of value is going to live in the future. And it's just a really unique experience because we've never had the opportunity before to invest in the technology that central banks are going to use to move value. And this is the first time in anybody's life where, in history of mankind, that you're able to actually invest in this technology. And this is really why I'm so passionate about it, because I do think stuff like your XRPs, your quants, your XLMs, your XDCs, those are really like the forefront of what these institutions and these banks and these central banks are going to use to move value around the planet. And that's really what excites me at the end of the day.
That's awesome. I'm thinking, though, you come from this real estate background, right? And there's so many misconceptions about crypto and what it is. How do you invite people who are completely new to the concept to your community? How do you kind of, I don't know, convince them that it is an interesting place to explore?
Well, you never want to convince somebody of anything. You want to give them knowledge. And what you hope happens is you give them enough knowledge that they want to take it upon themselves to make a difference in their lives, right? Because I've had conversations with people that think crypto is an all-out scam, and I think that speaks to the larger problem of crypto, that there are so many scams and there are people losing money every day, and there's really not a lot of solutions to stop these scammers, right? And that speaks to a larger problem in crypto that I hopefully will be addressed over the next couple of years. But the the thing that wakes me up every day, the thing that I get up to go do is going out and learning about the newest and best technology. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that are invested in the stock market and other things. And if you can start giving those people pieces of information to show them that this really is the future of all of this technology, right? You own stocks, great. That is going to be on the blockchain eventually, right? And owning the asset that the stocks are going to be issued on, that's really what do you want to own a stock, or do you want to own the asset that all of the stocks are built on, right? And so you try to give them information so they can take it upon themselves to want to start learning about this. And I run into people every day that kind of ask me what I do. And I tell people, I teach people about blockchain and crypto. And they'll start asking me questions. They've never been in crypto, but they're very interested in hearing about it because they're seeing people on Fox and MSNBC and Squawk Box talking about Bitcoin. And so they get intrigued and they want to understand it a little bit better. And I try my best in giving these people some time to do it. I'm my wife's foot doctor. I took my wife, she had a ingrown toenails. So we took her to get, that taken out. And so I was there holding her hand because she doesn't like, blood. And so her foot doctor asked me what I do. And he got really excited because he's maybe dabbled in crypto before, but he's never had somebody that he could talk to on a level where he could really start learning something. And so I've been, texting back and forth with him, trying to help him with his questions, and he's getting more involved with crypto. I think building something like Cryptonairz is where you can bring these people inside of a community and everybody starts helping out each other. And that is really where the value is, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be somewhere special. Everybody wants the opportunity that others don't have. And how do you do all of this? It's really difficult to do it yourself unless you know a lot of really connected people in crypto. You won't have these type of opportunities. And that's really what I'm passionate about bringing to members and to our team there at Cryptonairz.
I love that, because you can Google something, but when you can actually talk to a person who's experienced, who can react to you and answer your questions, that's a whole new different world. And I think that's what you're offering with your community. I love that. I think people really need that.
Thank you.
We're hearing everywhere about AI, AI, AI. Do you see AI playing a role in the future of crypto trading and blockchain technology?
I think there's a lot of solutions that are being created around AI. I think AI is still a very new, I don't want to call it niche. I think it's starting to get bigger. I think we don't quite have the data centers and everything that's built out really to support a full, robust AI ecosystem. I think that's being worked on right now. And I think over the next few years, as more adoption happens in AI, there's two sides of this coin, right? AI is going to, there's actually three sides to this coin. AI is going to unleash newer ways to build medicines and change the way that we're interacting with the world. There's so many things and so quickly that the compute power of AI that can do, like, our current systems are just not up to power, right? And so we have all of these unique things that can actually be done. The problem is as robotics and AI become bigger, those people maybe that are working a factory job, there might be, a situation where that person is replaced due to, and so there involves a lot of retraining of skills for people, right? Where they're, because you're seeing this like a lot in China right now, and in parts of the US, right? And whereas like people are being laid off because, why hire a person or, 2 or 3 people to do one, a 24-hour shift of work when you can have a robot that works 24/7, doesn't complain, doesn't need health benefits, doesn't need all this stuff, right? So there's a whole like side of this coin where it's good for the development of man, and it's also bad for the current working person. So they're going to need to have certain projects to retrain skills. But in crypto, it's actually really cool. But you are getting a lot of people investing in technology that isn't quite there yet, right? It's really still speculative, right? And so people need to understand that, right? Just because something has AI in the name doesn't necessarily mean they have a product that actually it revolves around AI and uses AI to do certain things. And I just think it's a very unique time in life where there is opportunities in the crypto space that are going to 100x, 1000x over time. And if you find those opportunities, it can be really, really life-changing. And that's really exciting.
Oh, good to know. If I can take it on a more personal level, let me ask you, how do you relax and unwind and de-stress after a long day in crypto where it's crazy and fast, fast, fast?
Um, I wish I had a great answer for this. I love getting involved in some TV shows. I really love just kind of unwinding at the end of the day. Like maybe 6 or 7 o'clock, I close everything, and
Mhm.
I put on a few TV shows. My wife and I watch a few things. She doesn't like everything I like, so sometimes I like it when she says she doesn't like something, so I can binge watch it if I'm taking a day off or something. But I like to get lost in some different mysteries and different things like that. We go to the beach sometimes. Of course, being an adult, your weekend is really evolved around cleaning the house and going to Costco and
Mhm.
filling the fridge. And we have a cute Yorkie, and I take her out every day,
Aw.
for a walk. And so that really kind of takes up the majority of my time. I do have a few friends that come over and, we watch a movie or something like that. But, it's nothing crazy. I don't, I used to do a lot of hiking here in Hawaii. But
Nice.
I've had a lot of surgery on my legs, which kind of stops me from going too far. But,
Okay.
it's a very unique place, and we try to enjoy it as much as we can. The food's really great, but those are really the things that take up most of my time when I'm not in crypto.
No, those sound great. And have you ever seen the Matrix movies?
Yeah, yeah, those are
Okay,
good.
if you could like instantly master any new skill, like it could be downloaded into your brain right away, what would you pick?
Fighter pilot. I'd love to be a fighter pilot.
Really?
That would be really cool. I always wanted to be something like that. I just didn't
Mhm.
have I didn't have the body, right? I had since I was young, I had bone spurs, and so I've had a lot of surgery.
Oh,
And so uh they probably wouldn't have allowed me in the military just because of like my ADHD and things like that. But I couldn't have, but I've always wanted to fly a very fast plane. And so I think if I could learn one unique skill, it'd probably be that.
no, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
And do you have a book that you could recommend to anybody who is starting their crypto journey?
There's a few books like the DeFi Revolution, excuse me. That's an interesting read.
Mhm.
There's a lot of books that Rich Dad Poor Dad. There's a few other things that you could take a look at, to kind of open up your mind to other ideas. I haven't read anything recently. I've just been so kind of enamored with kind of everything that's going on with crypto in my personal life. But there's a few things. I DeFi Revolution is actually a pretty cool book that I'd recommend people read.
Okay, cool. I would definitely look that myself. And so imagine that I am just completely new to crypto and I don't know a thing. If I'm not ready to join your community, where do I start so I can find out more before I'm ready to even entertain the notion that maybe I might want to get into this?
Sure. Well, I mean, we do have a free side to the community, right? So if you don't want to
Oh,
pay and you just want to join and be a part of it, I do a
mhm.
chat every Tuesday that is open to the public. We do have AMAs with projects, crypto projects that come in that is open to the public. So there's a lot of free events that actually happen that you don't have to pay anything to be a part of. And so you can just come in and be a part of the
Oh,
community. And then of course, if you want to kind of get involved with like the early investing and VC, that kind of stuff, that is kind of where you would move to the paid side if you wanted to participate in that kind of stuff. So but there's a lot of really great accounts that you can follow on Twitter, on Telegram, on Discord. It really just kind of comes down to what do you feel comfortable using. I know there's some
okay.
people that love Discord, but hate Telegram. Like I love
Mhm.
Discord, hate Telegram, but there's a ton of people that just love Telegram. So, there's a ton of just free channels that, you could go out and find. I had a chat on Tuesday where I shared maybe 10 or 12 of the hottest meme coin channels to follow on Twitter. So those are
Oh,
really,
nice.
yeah, those are really unique places that you can get information for free and you don't have to pay anything. But at the end of the day, there are really great paid communities outside of Cryptonairz too, that to have opportunities, right? And I think that's what people look for the most, right? Is opportunity, and how they can get into something early enough where they can actually make a real change. Because if you can buy something that 100x's or 1000x's, and you have, $1,000 in that could really change your entire world. And so that's the type of stuff that we try to provide, at least in our community. But there's so many other things that you could be doing that are absolutely free.
Cool. And now you mentioned change your world. So beyond financial success, what does that mean, changing your world to you?
If I can provide a safe net for my entire family and my friends around, I think, having a certain amount of money would obviously guarantee all of that. My goal in this bull market is to make, about $5 million. Obviously that is not going to last me my whole life, but that would actually, do some really great things in my world. But yeah, I think when it comes down to, feeling safe and secure, it obviously always doesn't revolve around money, but that really does give you the most for success. It doesn't make sure you don't go hungry, make sure you're not out on the street. You do see a lot of homeless here in Hawaii, and, you have a lot of people that are, don't have opportunity or don't have means. And I don't ever want to get to a point in my life where I have to worry about something like that. And so, my goal is to work really hard the next maybe 5 to 10 years and just try to enjoy the rest of my life. And money is a good part of that, but also friends and relationships and family that supports you and what you're doing is really important. My mom has always supported me with everything I've ever done, even when things didn't work out. And I built the YouTube channel that I've made like 460 videos or something. And
Wow.
for like I've worked on that YouTube channel for like maybe 18 months. And that channel was making $500 a month or $1,000 a month. Now the channel is making like $3,000 a month, and
Wow.
it's just starting to grow, and it's really starting to cascade. And my goal is eventually paying all my bills with YouTube. I definitely think I can get there maybe by next year, end of next year. And I just want to be able to offer opportunity to the people around me, and I really want to see their lives change for the better. Nothing makes me feel better as when somebody sends me a message saying that they made a ton of money, or this made a big impact on their life, or this helped them change their way of thinking. That those things really kind of help me understand that maybe I'm doing something right, and I'm allowing people around me to grow and to learn. And that's really what's important to me.
I think you're going to do it. I mean, I didn't know you too well going into this interview. From everything I've heard, though, you are passionate and focused and committed, and you're working so hard. I think you're going to get there. I wish you the best.
I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the kind questions.
Oh, sure. And I have one more before we go.
Of course.
Would you like to join our token pick? We're starting season 2, so you'll be our very first guest. Do you have a pick of a token that you think is going to do well in the next 12 weeks?
In the next 12 weeks,
yes.
I can only pick one, Han. This is actually kind of tough.
Yes, only one.
So when it comes to growth and opportunity, there's does it have to be launched already, or is it a token that's coming or it's about to launch?
No, it could be upcoming. Okay.
So here I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to give you a token that's not launched, and I'm going to give you a token that has launched. Okay, so
cool.
a token that has launched. There's a token called BioFi that I believe could do some silly numbers. They've just created a new blockchain phone. They went through all of the testing, CE testing, ICASA testing. They got the phone approved, and they're about to start selling this phone, or they have started selling this phone in Africa, and they're going to sell it in Southeast Asia and a few other places. But I think there's a really big opportunity to sell millions of those blockchain phones. They're about $200, which is actually a great price point for those type of phones. And I think that project, because right now it's like at a $2 million market cap, I really do think that thing could probably do some silly numbers if they're successful to do all those things. I talk with the CEO a lot, and I actually help out that team. And so I really want to see those guys do well. But there's a project also that hasn't launched. That's called DYOR Dex. Do your own research Dex,
Okay.
and they're combining a multi-chain Dex, EVM chain compatible Dex with CoinMarketCap and Dex tools all in one.
Ooh.
And I think that is a very cool and unique idea. I haven't seen too many other people try that, but
Right.
people want to not have to go to use 4 or 5 different tools. And if you can
Right.
combine everything in one place, it's going to make things a lot easier. And if you can like cross chain swap, like say you want to sell something on Solana, a token on Solana for a token on, Ethereum, or a token on BNB, having that ability to do that cheaply is I think very, very possible that could be the future. And so they're supposed to be launching here in the next, maybe 12 weeks, hopefully, maybe less, but it's supposed to be in the start of Q3. So it should be right around the corner, but I'm very excited about that one.
Yeah, that one sounds phenomenal. I could totally use that so I don't have so many tabs open all the time. You're always toggling back and forth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I really hope those are successful for people. And it really has been a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you for all the amazing questions. Actually, I've gotten asked questions that I've never been asked before, so that was very unique.
Yay! Oh, that
And
makes
so
me happy. And I
thank
really
you.
enjoyed this and I learned a lot. So I appreciate you taking your time out to speak with me and the Monstro community.
The honor was all mine. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Now, if you are totally intrigued about Crypto Sensei's community, I have here, first of all, an invite to his Discord community. Remember, he said that there is a free version that you can come in, you can chat. I've been in there, I'm hanging out, talking to people. It's a great place to check it out and see if it's a place for you and if they offer things that you might be interested in. And then also, here is the link to his YouTube channel. He's trying to grow that. There's tons of videos over there. And I will be over in the chat dropping those links in case you want to just copy paste them. And so just check these out. Sensei has a growing, vital community just like Monstro's. And so it's nice to talk to people who have some of the same goals that we do. So that's the time that we have for today. Until next Monday, monsters, keep smiling and pay that smile forward. And share this video with a friend if you liked it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thanks, guys. We will see you next Monday.